What's good? We back. Motor City Sports Talk. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. Back with another Lions video on this Sunday. And the football list, regular season Sundays are winding down. I think next Sunday is the last Sunday that we won't have regular season football. And then it cranks up and the Lions open up versus the New York Jets on Monday Night Football and the Monday Night doubleheader. But as that date approaches and the starters probably will not play another preseason snap, it's a tough decision to make for Bob Quinn. And the tough decision boils down to roster cuts. And we're getting closer to more roster cuts. And two of those players that I think should definitely make the roster is tight end Hakeem Valles, who's outplayed every tight end on the team. You have veterans, the guy from Atlanta. You have Luke Wilson, who hasn't done much this preseason. And you also have Michael Roberts, who's been dealing with an injury and hasn't done much as well. Hakeem Valles at 6'4", 6'5", good route running ability from what I see in great hands, is looking to possibly push for a starting position, not just make the roster. And another guy, Valles and Powell, out of the University of Florida, a smaller slot receiver, is looking to make the team as well. And I think both of them should be locks to make the team. Valles and Powell might just push Amir Abdullah out the door, because Abdullah's value was, being able to be a versatile guy and return kicks and punts, which Valles and Powell gives you that. And also, he gives you a fifth receiver, and you're going to need a fifth receiver with the Lions for the simple fact TJ Jones is often injured. You don't want Valles and Powell to be on the practice squad because somebody's going to take him. You don't want Hakeem Valles be on the practice squad because somebody's going to take them and get their rights. And you weak at both positions. I mean, you're not weak at receiver, but you get what I'm saying. With TJ Jones, that you never know with his health. He's a great player, has the potential to be a great fourth receiver and a good third receiver. But Powell, he brings you return ability and the ability to play receiver. And I think both of these guys are legitimately should make the team. If it's getting rid of Amir Abdullah, so be it. We tired of looking at him. Nobody wants him. Cut him, and if he goes somewhere else and prosper, you just roll the dice. It won't be the first or last time you've seen that from a Detroit Lions player. All right. Hakeem Valles as a tight end. Well, at least one tight end is getting up out of here. Maybe the cat from the Hawaiian cat from Atlanta. Maybe I don't think it's gonna be Luke Wilson, and I kind of don't think it's gonna be Roberts. I think it's gonna carry three. I think the guy from Atlanta is gonna be the odd man out. All right. So I mean, it's gonna be some guys that get cut. You might see Miles Killebrew get cut. You might see, I don't know who else is a viable option. I hear about K. Hyder might not make the team. I think that'd be a mistake to cut him. But these two guys got to make it, in my opinion. They too talented not to be on this team. I mean, Valles might be your most consistent tight end. Now, it's not regular season. You probably haven't seen the best from a veteran like Luke Wilson. You should have seen the best from Michael Roberts, but I heard he's dealing with an injury. He lost all that weight and trained hard this offseason and lost the weight, but he's not been able to produce. And hopefully it don't come to a point where fans are screaming for Eric Ebron. Why do we cut Ebron? Why do we cut Ebron? I don't think that'll be a case, even though he's living his best life in Indianapolis, all right? And we'll see how that goes for him. But as far as Valles and Powell, yeah, I got to keep him on the squad. I'm carrying 5 receivers. I mean, it's just no excuse not to have a guy that talented, that dynamite in the slot, that guy that can return kicks. He's too valuable for the Lions to get rid of him, in my opinion. Too valuable. The kid is a baller. And you look at the rest of the roster, and the cuts they potentially could make, and stuff, and guys that they might can bring in. Nevin Lawson, does he really look like an NFL player? I know they paid him $10 million for 2 years, but hopefully it's in a fully guaranteed contract where the dead money isn't, atrocious. But they signed him back. As soon as Malcolm Butler signed with the Tennessee Titans, the Lions signed Nevin Lawson back. That didn't go out to no other corner. I mean, shoot, Brashard Breeland is still out there. You can get him. Adam Jones just got picked up today by the Denver Broncos. You could have traded for Talib, from the Denver Broncos. You could have traded for Marcus Peters. It was a whole bunch of options, but the Lions took the cheap route. Ton of one-year deals. And they are expected to have a shitload of cap space next year. I mean, a ton of cap space next year. So maybe that's what Bob Quinn is banking on. You know what I'm saying? It's a cap space next year. But each year goes by and the Lions don't win. But they missed their boat on a few corners. I mean, there's some corners out there that play better than them. It's some middle linebackers out there that probably can play better than Gerard Davis. I think Navarro Bowman can't be no worse, even at his older age, than Gerard Davis. You know, you tell me it's some pass rushers out there that, that's not better than Zettel. But, I don't know who to expect to be cut in particular. But if I had my pick of the litter, it would definitely be Nevin Lawson. I would cut him. Amir Abdullah, if I couldn't trade him, I would cut him. Miles Killebrew, I would cut him. I mean, that's 3 right there. I'm just talking about the main guys. You know what I'm saying? And also, with your cornerback woes, I said this on the live the other day before we get back on these 2 rookies, all right? I said the other day, don't be surprised if you see Tracy Walker play at the number 2 cornerback position this year. Don't be surprised. He's a safety by trade, but he can also play cornerback. And he has excellent ball skills and excellent length. So don't be shocked if the cornerback position goes all bad and the Lions are just playing cheap grandpa, cheapskate grandpa, and put Tracy Walker at the number 2 cornerback position. Don't be surprised if you see that. In the running backs they have, you don't need to carry 3, in a fullback. I think Reddick, Blunt, and Johnson is more than enough. And you carry either Washington or Zenner on the practice squad. Somebody take them, so be it. Life isn't over if one of those guys gets scooped up. But, and my main point is that Hakeem Valles, a guy from Arizona, a guy that went to the University of Monmouth, is your best tight end this preseason. And I know it's preseason. He looks the best. His route run looks the best. He looks the most legitimate. He looks the most safe. He looks the most consistent. Why would you get rid of a guy like that? Even if he's not your best and you held back Luke Wilson and Mike Roberts' injury was really holding him back. I mean, does the guy from Atlanta impress you that much? No. You keep a guy like Valles on this roster. Because guess what? This is his second year, I think, as a professional. Maybe his second year as a professional. He's going to get better. He's definitely going to get better. And he has big, athletic, good hands so far. And if he has some bumps in the road, as long as he continue to improve, you just take those bumps in the road because you have so many bumps in the roads with Eric Ebron. And he never consistently improved. Never. Some games he looked good, in other games he just relapsed. Brandon Powell, look at the talent. You scouted the talent. You carry that 5th receiver because your 4th receiver and Kenny Galladay had injuries last year. T.J. Jones always is injured. As talented as T.J. Jones is, if he was healthy, he'd probably be a starting caliber receiver in this league. Speed, hands, route running ability, electric, quick. He can return kicks as well, too. But he hasn't been healthy, and that's the knot. So you want to have that safety net in Brandon Powell. So who's more important, Amir Abdullah to the team or Brandon Powell? In my opinion, it's Brandon Powell. Amir Abdullah can't be important consistently being hurt. Can't be important not holding on to the ball. He been here, 3 or 4 years. He hasn't gotten better. His vision, it's just not the right space for him. Sometimes people need new places, need the new places. And I think Amir Abdullah is in dire need of a new place to play. I think he's worn out his welcome in Detroit. I think Detroit is worn on him. And no matter the regime, it doesn't change. You still got the same offensive coordinator in Jim Bob Cooter. So nothing really changed for Amir Abdullah. As far as Kerry Hyder, I got to keep a guy like that. Can't cut him. But these 2 guys, I must make room on my roster for. If it's some veterans you got to cut, so be it. So be it. So be it. But you want 2 young guys that's going to get better and that haven't hit their ceiling. 9 times out of 10, the veterans that you consider keeping instead of these 2 guys, guess what? They as good as they going to get. They only can get worse at this point. These 2 guys can legitimately get better each and every game out there, each and every practice rep out there. And, I'd rather take a chance on Powell and Hakeem Valles any day than some of these veterans that they got on this team, And that's just my personal opinion. I would love to hear what you guys think. Should Hakeem Valles and Brandon Powell continue to stay on the Detroit Lions roster? Or would you practice squad one or both of them? Would you cut them? Would you just say, oh, no, I'm good. They ain't that good. You know, we just keep what we got. In my opinion, I'm keeping both of them. It's Motor City Sports Talk. I definitely appreciate you guys for listening. I definitely appreciate everybody that showed up to the live stream yesterday. We're going to really crank up those live streams starting when the season starts. We're going to do a review after the game, maybe a live review after the game. Then we're going to we're going to preview the next Lions game and give you great Lions content. When the Pistons start up, we're going to cover the Pistons as well and start to implement other content around the city of Detroit, non-sports talk as well. But don't forget, we upgraded the description, all links. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you would like to donate, the PayPal link is there. It's another day, another week. We have not been monetized by YouTube. Our application is being reviewed for over 2 months and almost 2 months in a week. So I don't know what's going on with them, but we're going to continue to give you great content. And if you can't donate, subscribe, share the video, share the channel with a friend. Definitely appreciate them. And we on Twitter, man. Check us out. Y'all know what it is. We out.